Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to talk to you about a vane sensor. A couple of weeks ago I started having a check engine light come on and off. Every time I went to check it, the light would go out and I couldn't get the code. Finally, about a week ago, the check engine light came on and stayed on, and I pulled the code. Now some of you know how to pull these out, but anyways, we're going to talk here. Today I have a 2014 Polaris RZR 570. It's the Trail EPS model. Anyways, I pulled the code out and the code was 052019447, and this is, according to this code, it is the vane sensor. All it does is a safety device, and what it does is keeps track of the relationship between the gas pedal and the actual throttle position sensor. Whenever these two don't match a certain point, it triggers a check engine light. And what it does is also a safety device. What it is, if for some reason your throttle ever sticks open and you release the gas pedal and press on the brake, what it does is triggers the ECU to go into either an idle down mode or a shutdown mode. And well, this device is pretty important. I'm sure you heard of some people probably having a wide out open throttle stuck open and been in an ugly situation, so hopefully this will stop from doing that. I'm going to show you where the position sensor, I'm going to show you where the sensor is located, how to check it, how to install a new one, and hopefully you'll be able to do it yourself. Okay, here we are again. I'm going to show you where the sensor is located and how to take it off. I'm not actually going to take mine off because I've already installed a new one. But anyways, what it takes is very simple to do, and where you can disconnect it. Here it goes. Now, as you can see, the sensor is located right above the gas pedal. Right here, right above the gas pedal. And you can see the little pigtail of the wire going up, and it disconnects right up here at the top. Also very important, when you go to disconnect this harness, do not pull on the harness, pull on the actual connector itself. There's a little small lock in there that you can push up and it comes apart. Also, when it comes apart, there's a rubber gasket inside the connector itself. Make sure that whenever you put the new one back on, that the gasket is back on in there. It's important. It's a weather resistant gasket, O-ring, whichever you want to refer to, and it keeps water and trash from getting in there, and also keeps it from corroding eventually. So that's a little safety important thing to do. Make sure your gasket's back in there. Also, all it is two bolts. Most of them have a Torx type bit screw that you can hold, and a 10mm wrench at the top, and it comes right off. When you go to install it, all you have to do is center it. There's no adjustment other than center it on the top of the gas pedal. As once you pull the sensor off, you'll see the little blade that comes through the center of it. If you just center that, make sure it doesn't touch on either side, and it should be on, and push it all the way forward because there's some little tabs that it sits on. Push it forward and tighten it down, and you should be good to go. Okay, here we are again. I'm going to show you how this vane sensor is supposed to work. Anyways, here it goes. As you press on the gas pedal to go up, to move, the gas pedal comes through here, and you can see how it changes. Gas pedal comes out, you press down. So anyways, as you go in a panic, say your throttle is stuck and you go in a panic and you let go of the gas pedal and press on the brake, what happens is the blade on the gas pedal comes out of the sensor goes to no continuity or short, and sends a signal to the ECU, and the ECU goes into either idle down mode or shut down mode, and that's how it's supposed to work. Now, the other day, I changed it out. Well, actually, I found out it was bad. As you know, most shops that you go order one, they don't have one in stock, so they have to order one for you. So you gotta wait a couple of days. Well, I couldn't wait a couple of days, so what I did is I needed to check, make sure that nothing else was working. I mean, everything else was working correctly. So what I did is I cut my old sensor, as you can see right here, and I went to my local electronics shop and got a resistor. As I showed you earlier, whenever the operation of the switch, it had a 6.81 kilo ohms resistance whenever the actual switch was shorted. So I got a 6.81 resistor, or 6.8 kilo ohms resistor from the local shop, and I spliced it into the pigtail. What I did next is I plugged it back in, and as I found out that with the shorted out connector, it started working. I got no check engine light. However, I also found out a couple other problems that I had, like the throttle position sensor was acting up too, which is also replaced. But anyways, that's another story. However, now this is an override of that switch. Remember, that switch is a safety device. Please, recommendation here is do not override and drive your unit with this override placed in there. It's dangerous. If that wide open throttle sticks on you, somebody could get hurt. So please, use only this to troubleshoot and make sure your unit is working. Get another switch if that's what you need and replace it. Well, here we are again. Hopefully this is the end of this video. I'm going to show you after replacing the switch, the vane sensor switch. Here it goes. We shouldn't get a check engine light anymore. It should actually go out. Well, hopefully this helps you troubleshoot yours. Hope to see you out in the trails. Once again, let me reiterate this. Do not override your vane sensor to go riding on the trails. It could be dangerous for you and anybody else out in the trail. So please, use only this to troubleshoot it and make sure it's working. Replace the switch if that's what it needs to be done. And be safe. Be happy. And let's get muddy. See you on the trails.